Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie and let's get started. And today we're doing summer lemon DIYs. For DIY number 1, I'm going to begin by using 2 of these wooden arrows from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to take my needle nose pliers and remove the jute twine. We won't be needing this at all. So remove the jute twine and the little clips. It comes off easy with some needle nose pliers. I'm going to take one of the Dollar Tree cutting mats and my utility knife with a very sharp blade, and I'm going to score this top portion of the arrow. I won't be needing this, and I'll score it a good 3 or 4 times. I do little notches on the 2 sides and then score some more on the other side in the same manner, putting down some pressure and scoring it and kind of wiggling it until it starts getting loose. And then here I'll do one more time real good and strong, and it just pops right off. Now I'll take my finger sander to sand off the edges, get it nice and smooth, and I do the same thing to the other one in the same manner. Now I'm going to take these 2 pieces of wood that come in this pack. These are more of a square piece, and I'll be using 2 of these for now. I do use 2 more later on. And I'm using a bunch of these little cubes, I think 8. Now I'm going to start assembling a little box. I'm going to take my wood glue by Super Glue. I'm going to add a nice little line of glue, placing one of the square pieces on the side, and I'm going to utilize my heavy bottles of paint to help hold this up while the glue sets. This wood glue sets up pretty quickly, so I'm not worried about it. Now I'm going to use these little cubes as supports, and I'm just going to add a little dab on 2 sides. That way both sides of the wood gets adhered. Now I'm going to move this up a little bit, that way you guys can see a little bit better. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Place this square piece of wood and taking another bottle of paint and try to get the angle correctly, about 90 degrees. And then the little cubes, that also helps gets the angle perfectly because it has to be square. So add a little support here, and I'll add another little support on the other side right here. Now I'll allow this to set and dry for a little bit. It does set up pretty quickly, as you can see. Now I'm going to take another piece of the long wood, the other arrow, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add a couple lines of the Super Glue wood glue, place it right on top, and I'm going to let this set for a few hours. I'll go do something else. Here it is, nice and dry a couple hours later, looking great. Now I'm going to take some more of these little cubes, and I'll complete placing the little cubes on the little corners. That way everything is nice and supported. So 2 here, and then 2 on the other side. And if these little cubes fit perfectly on those corners, then you know you have the perfect angle and everything is nice and square. So here's the last one. Just place it here. Now I'll allow this to dry for a little bit, and I'll take my paint. This is from the Dollar Tree. Give it a good paint coat. Flip it over. Here's my other 2 pieces, my other 2 squares. I'm going to take some of the wood glue, do a nice little line of wood glue. Not too much, not too gloppy, just enough. And then I'll place them together on my table. Allow that to set for just maybe 5 minutes or so, not long. And now I'll go ahead and place it on the bottom side of my box. I'll add some more of the wood glue all the way around on all 4 of the sides of the edges like this, and the little cubes as well. So now I'm going to gently lift it up. It's still a little wiggly, but it'll work. And I just place it right on, and this will be the very bottom of my box. Now I'll paint this up inside and out. Here it is, looking great. I'll set this aside. In the meantime, from Amazon, I found these really adorable wooden cutouts. They're of lemons, lemon slices, and whole lemons. I'm going to take some of my wood filler and I'm just going to fill these holes with just a tiny little bit of wood filler. And I'll go ahead, here's my last one. Now they're all filled. Now I'm going to take these two paints from Apple Barrel, this yellow and this green, and paint them up like this. Now I'm just going to set these aside for a minute, and I'm going to bring back my little box. And it's looking great all the way around. Now using Canva and my laser printer, I created this graphic. I actually did them in two different tones of yellow, but I like this one better. I'm going to trim this up, and I'm going to take some Mod Podge, do a nice thin amount on the surface, get it nice and smooth all the way thoroughly, all the edges especially, and then that way it'll be a great adherence. Now I'm going to take my graphic that I created, and I'll have this linked for you guys if you guys are interested in using it. I'll place this, it's just copy paper, place it right on top, get it centered, smooth it out, and kind of get all the edges nice and creased. Now here I'm going to take some more Mod Podge, place it right on top, and do another thin coat. This one is to protect my image, my graphic. And so just like this, real thin, and all the edges, of course, especially. Allow this to dry. You see it's starting to bubble up. It's going to do that. Okay, so now here are my lemons. I decided to take some more of the white paint, and with a thin little brush, I'm just going to lightly fill in the white pith of the lemon rind. Just going around very gently, very slowly. Not to be perfect, but I want it to have more interest instead of just being one dimensional, one tone. These little lemon slices would look cuter if they had the pith. So just right here, like this. Didn't take long. And I do this to all 4 of my lemon slices. Here's my last one. And since I had the paint out, I decided to do a couple little shine marks on my lemon, on my whole lemon. So I just do a little mark here, a little mark there. And this just gives it that kind of little added dimension of a shine. So I just go ahead and do all 4 this way. Now I'll only be using 2 of these whole lemons for this DIY. The other DIY, I'll use the other 2. You'll see what I do with those. So here are all my pieces. Set these aside. I'm showing you real up close. Now I'm going to set them aside for now. Go back to my box and my bubbled up copy paper. Okay, you know what we're going to do. We're going to place a piece of parchment paper and taking my mini easy press on medium high. And I'm going to iron all this out. And what this will do, this will reactivate all the Mod Podge that's underneath. And this will smooth out this whole piece. So I'll just go ahead and go all the way around the center and all the sides, especially the sides. I want everything to be good and adhered. And it needed a little bit more. So then here's my last attempt here. Looking great. Most of that came out, so I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to take my finger sander and sand off any excess paper. The bottom part had extra paper, but it kind of folded into the little groove that was there, so I just left it that way. The top portion did have excess that needed to be removed, and it came off pretty easily with my finger sander. As you can see right here, just sheared right off. I'm pretty happy with the little lemon cart that I'm creating. Now I'm going to take some of the Waverly Antique Wax and my chunky chippy brush to do a little bit of distressing. Now if you don't like distressing, by all means just skip that portion. No worries. This is just the look that I like, and I think it just gives it more character, makes it look more aged and defined. But if you just want the white clean look with the lemon theme, yes, that's beautiful too. I love that too. So here I'm just gonna go ahead and go all through all the edges, all the sides, inside, outside, everywhere. Even the bottom, and even a little bit on the top right here. And then that's it. I'm pretty happy with the way it looks, so I'll set this aside. Now here I'm ready for my little wagon wheels, which are the lemon slices. And for this I'm going to use hot glue. I'm just going to do a little L on the corner, place one of my lemon slices on there to go perfectly. And then I do the same thing to the other side, a backwards L, little angle, and place this lemon on here. And since it's hot glue, I can just flip it over and continue. And I'll do the same thing to the other side, little L, place my lemon slice, and my last one right here. Then add my little lemon slice wheel. Allow that to set. Sets quickly because it is hot glue. Now for the sides, this is where I'm going to add my whole lemons. And I'm just going to do a nice amount of hot glue and place it kind of in an angle. And then I'll take another one. I had one that was opposite this one here. And add the glue, hot glue, and place it on the other side like that. So now I'm ready to fill it up. Now I'm going to take some floral foam. This came from the Dollar Tree, this nice long bar. I'm going to kindly roughly measure and cut it with my paint scraper from the Dollar Tree. Just kind of shear it down. Now this piece should fit right in the center. Got to make sure. Yep, it does. So now I'm just going to add some hot glue. And then that way it'll adhere to the wood. Place it here. And now I'm going to embellish the inside with some picks. I have these eucalyptus from the Dollar Tree, and I have these lemon picks from the Dollar Tree, and then these are from Walmart, and I just added them like this. Here's my little lemon cart already, super cute. Here's the backside, looking great. And here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 2, I'm going to take this set of epoxy resin that I got from Amazon. If you're lucky enough to find these at the Dollar Tree, they are exactly the same thing. It's just one's a small bottle for $1.25 and the other one's a bigger bottle. It comes in a set. I think it's about $10 or something, but you get a quite bit more. Now this little tub I used for my resin project when I made my lemon curd pie. Here I'm going to go ahead and reuse it because it works so well. I'm just going to peel off all the old resin, and I'm using my Dollar Tree Cricut scraper to remove the final little bits and pieces that were in here. And I'm going to take my gloves, place them on my hands, and I'm going to start with the regular epoxy resin, which is part A, and I'm going to pour about, I don't know, 3/4 of the way of this bottle. And I love these bottles of resin because they are clear on the back, and so I can see how much I've poured. So I'm just going to pour about 3/4 of the way from what I can tell. Put it down flat till I can see exactly. And then I can always adjust the measurement if I feel like I added too much of one or the other. Here, I think I'm pretty happy with it. Place it down right here. Now I'm going to take the part B, which is the hardener. Now this one is more thin, it's thinner. It's not as thick as the other stuff, so this actually will pour faster. So I gotta be real careful with this one. Check it, still can use more. And I think I'm pretty even. I'm looking, yes, it looks pretty even to me. I'm pretty much happy with that. I'm gonna double check one more time. Yep, looks even. So it should be equal amounts. Now the Dollar Tree had this iridescent glitter back in Christmas time, and I just think it's so pretty, especially in resin projects. It just gives it a little bit of a magical effect. And I'm taking a craft stick and mixing it really well, taking my time to really give it a really good mix. This has to be mixed really well. Now I'm going to take this silicone mold that I got from Amazon. It's got 6 rounds, and my lemon slices fit perfectly inside, so I'm going to place 3 of the wooden lemon slices, and then the 2 extra whole lemons that I had, these are also wood, right here on these 2 wells. And then my stash, I'm going to take 3 of these smaller sliced lemons that I got from Amazon. I think these are also resin, actually. Resin on resin. And I'll fill 3 of these in one little well. Now I'm ready to add my epoxy resin mix. Mix it one more good time and just start pouring, trying to do just a little bit. I don't want to do too much. I want to make sure I have enough for all 6 of these rounds. These are going to be coasters, by the way. So here I'm just going to start pouring. I think this one I poured a little bit too much, but I think it's because it was a little bit thicker. It was a little bit thicker than those thin wood pieces. But it all works out actually, so it was good. Here's my last one. And of course, try to get all the goodness out. Don't want to waste a bit. And then I'll grab my silicone face mask squeegee that I got from the Dollar Tree. This works great for resin. This one here. Just scrape all the goodness out and pour it in my little round. And now that fills it really well. Now I'm just going to do a little shimmy shimmy, make sure everything is good and covered. And I'll allow this to dry and set, kind of center everything one more time. And here's the next day, everything is set. And they did shift just a little bit. As you can see, they're not perfectly centered, but I guess that gives it interest. We'll always be positive. This gives it a little bit of interest. So I'm just going to go ahead and unmold them one by one. They're all looking great. Really, really cute. This last one had a few little bubbles in it. I'll show you right here. A couple little bubbles. It is what it is. But for the most part, they all look fantastic. I'm pretty happy with them. And here's how they look and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 3, I'm going to take one of these round chunky wood pieces from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove this jute twine. We won't be needing it. And my idea is to create a holder for the coasters I just made. So I'm going to take one of these coasters to see if it fits pretty perfectly. I'm going to utilize some of these bamboo skewers from the Dollar Tree as the holder portion. And I'm going to use my drill and create some really small but deep holes. I'm going to place my bamboo skewers inside with the pointy side down. Just kind of fits better. And I'll just continue to create these holes on the very edge, just enough to hold everything in place because I don't have much allowance. I mean, it's pretty close, but it works. So here's 2. I got to make 2 more. And here I'm just trying to size it up, make sure I don't go too close. So here's hole number 3. I'm trying to figure it out here. I'm trying to figure out the center. Who else measures with their fingers? And it usually works pretty well. So here's hole number 3. Place my bamboo skewer in there. I need one more hole. I won't be utilizing the big hole that was already on this piece because it's just too big and it's not in the right spot. So here's my last little hole. Putting my bamboo skewer inside. Make sure everything fits well. It does. I just have to kind of finagle the little bamboo skewers a little bit. So I'm going to take some of my wood filler and fill in the larger hole because we don't need that. And that just fills it up really quickly. Now I'm going to take some of the wood glue from super glue. I'm just going to add a little bit to the point of each of these bamboo skewers and stick them inside the hole like this, one at a time. I will cut these down in a bit, but not yet. And as I'm adding the super glue, wood glue to these bamboo skewers, sticking them inside, just got to remember that these are not set yet, so they're going to be all over the place. So now here I'm placing the whole stack of coasters, make sure they fit well, and they do. So now I'm going to snip off the excess of the bamboo skewers to this point, remove the stack of coasters, kind of place all the bamboo skewers where they need to be, align them well. Now I'm going to take my craft paint from the Dollar Tree, the acrylic paint, give it a full coat of paint. Now I'm taking some of the Mod Podge. I'm going to flip this to the side and start brushing Mod Podge on the side edge all the way around, and on the very bottom I will be adding a decorative napkin, of course, lemon theme, to go with all my decor. And I'm just going to continue to add this Mod Podge to it. Now here are my remnant pieces of napkin that I've been using for the last 2 videos, or at least last video. Yeah, the last video. So here I'm just going to place some of this napkin around the edge. All the Mod Podge is still moist, so it'll adhere right away. Here's a piece for the very top. Kind of pat it down in the center, going out, snip off the excess, and then taking one more piece for the other side of the edge right here, and then placing it where it goes, right along the edge, all the way around. Now everything is still wet, but I'm just trying to keep working. I'm going to take my scissors and trim off all the excess napkin, all the obvious excess, as I'll use my finger sander to remove the rest as everything dries. So here I'm removing this extra piece, pat everything down. Everything is still very, very moist, and then going around gently, just the obvious excess. Allow this to dry. Doesn't take long for it to dry. Now I'm going to take my mini easy press and a piece of parchment paper, and I'm just going to press everything down. This will help everything dry quicker and will help secure all the edges. So that's really a plus. Now I'm going to take my finger sander and go ahead and sand off all the excess with this until I remove everything like this. Now here's the last little piece. Remove that, clean up my area, and take some more of the Mod Podge and add my protective layer all over, on the sides, on the top. Well, that would be the bottom. That would be the bottom. I didn't do any on the inside because I wanted the coasters to shine. So here I'm just going to place this upside down so I can keep working. My bamboo skewers are still not quite completely set yet, so I'm trying to be careful. Here I'm adding my stack of coasters to make sure everything is fitting well. It is. So in my stash, I had these large lemon and lime shaped wooden beads, and so I figured I could use some of these just to put on the tops of the bamboo skewers, just to give it a little bit of a finished edge. And they fit pretty well inside. So I did 2 limes and 2 lemons. And I'm going to take some of the wood glue, add a little bit on the inside of each of these wood beads, place it on the tips of the bamboo skewers, and secure it in place. Now the green ones are looking like olives, but they're limes. Here's another lemon, and then one more little lime right here. But this came out so cute. I hope you guys try this. It's fun. And then just to touch up the openings of the beads, I'm going to go back in with these 2 colors, the yellow and the green. And I'm just going to do a little dab on each top to get them nice and completely covered. It's a little effort that goes a long way. Now here's the green. Just touch it up real quick. Just a little dab. And now all I have to do is allow all the glue and everything to set and the paint to dry. And then that is it. Here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 4, the Dollar Tree, I found this 2-pack of lemon themed pot holders. And I'm going to remove all of the packaging. I didn't show you the label. Here's the label. And here is the skew. And I just love the message on here. Every day is a fresh start. I'm just going to use my mini easy press to kind of press everything. Get all the wrinkles out. Make it nice and smooth. Just again, a little effort goes a long way. And then I can have something beautiful for my kitchen. So now I'm going to take them, flip them upside down. I'm going to do a line of hot glue. Now you can use Beacon Fabric Tech, or you can use whatever adhesive you like for fabric. The hot glue works just fine. My kitchen's not going to get hot enough for this glue to melt, so I think I'm safe. And I'm just going to continue to add some more glue on the side. I'm just doing this in portions here, and then the other side here, and pressing these two together. So this will be double-sided. You can always switch them up, press them together. Now you could always use a different kind of fabric on the back if you like, but this is going to be a pocket. And now I'm going to place some bamboo utensils inside, and I had these random pieces of greenery and one more lemon pick. So I'm going to go ahead and take this pick apart. I'm going to use my EMT shears to cut through this really quickly and very easily. I love these scissors, these shears, to cut these pieces of florals. I'm going to add some of these pieces to the sides like this, and then I'll add the smaller pieces in between, and then I'll just kind of finagle everything a little bit later. Right now I'm just kind of like shoving everything real quick, but I do take a little bit more time before the final reveal. And then just for a little added cuteness, I'm going to add a bow. This is made out of the yellow and white gingham ribbon that the Dollar Tree sells around Easter time. And I'm just going to tack it with a little bit of hot glue, and also the little tails, tack them down so they don't cover up the message. And then that is it. You use the little pot holder tabs to hang it on the wall in your kitchen, and it's super adorable. And here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. If you're on Instagram, here's my QR code. I invite you to scan it and come follow me on there. I post on there Monday through Fridays, as well as TikTok. Here's my QR code for there. Here is my QR code for Facebook, also Monday through Fridays, as well as my Pinterest. Here's my QR code for there. And here's my Lemonade account as well. And my Threads account. This is my handle, also Monday through Fridays. Here's my Hometalk QR code. I invite you to come scan it. Post on there twice a month. I do have a Facebook crafting group. I invite you to come join us there. And now we're at the final reveal. Let me know what you think and which one is your favorite one. While I take a moment and say thank you for taking time out of your busy day and watching my video. I am so appreciative, so grateful for all of you, for all the time that you take to support my channel. Hope you guys did enjoy these DIYs, and if you got some inspiration, you can either create these or something similar. I create these to give you guys inspiration, so whatever you come up with makes my heart happy. Hope you did enjoy this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It definitely helps my channel to grow. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you want to see more, definitely subscribe. I'm going to jump into some coastal and kind of beach themed DIYs coming up, and some patriotic ones as well. So if you like those, definitely stay tuned to my next video. Stay healthy, safe, and strong, and have a great day. Bye-bye.